I'm gonna do my February TBR, which will include books that I'm reading for Blackathon primarily, Read So Lit, and Mina Reads Black Love-a-thon. I'm just so excited to be celebrating all this blackness. Plus, I am going to be sharing what I am going to read for the book club that I'm a part of. First up, I'm going to unbox some of the books that I plan to read. First up, I got Black AF, America's Sweetheart. As a matter of fact, last Blackathon, I read Black, the comic book bind up of, I think, like the first 6 issues of the, or at least only 6 issues of that comic book. Black AF, America's Sweetheart, is like a spin off of that series. It's like a part of that same universe. So I'm excited to read this. It is a black girl superhero. She's like what is she, like the first superhero? Because in this universe, all black people have superpowers. I'm loving the art. The art is beautiful to me. I'm like really enamored with this art. And I'm looking forward to reading this and probably seeing what's subsequent, because I feel like this is kind of thin. So I feel like this is not all of it. I think there's probably going to be some more issues of this, and I really want to get those. And I also saw N. Jerry of Onyx Pages. She had it, so I'm definitely like, I'm looking forward to reading it. And I think she did a little review on this, and she really loved it. It's already doing a lot for me. Like, it's beautiful, it's art, it's superheroes. The art is doing everything for me. I'm hoping that the story is gonna be great. I'm excited to see how this story is gonna move me. Next up, for the book club I'm a part of, we are reading Red at the Bone by Jacqueline Woodson, which, interestingly enough, when I went to BookCon last year, I went with Jesse and Justin and Capri, and we sat in where Jacqueline Woodson was discussing her being an author, her writing, and I believe it was also to kind of discuss Red at the Bone and about her writing this book and promoting it as well. Because I do remember I got a button when we were leaving of this, and I've had this on my tote bag going to work like ever since I got it. I read the synopsis and this book sounded juicy to me. Although one of the other members of my book club, they were like moved by this book. They said, I think they were in tears. So I'm like, okay, I'm looking forward to reading this. Let me see how much emotion, because in a way, I'm not really seeking that book that'll make me cry or make me feel sad or tears or anything. I mean, a book that'll actually make me shed some tears. I haven't gotten to any books like that. I'm not really seeking it, but I'm open to the experience. Are you gonna bring me to tears? We'll see if Red at the Bone brings me to tears. And it's not too long a book. Is it like letters? It's less than 200 pages. That is so cool for me right now, because I feel like I'm gonna be reading a lot of books this month, and it is the shortest month in the entire year. And next up, I got the Six of Crows duology, because I just finished Ruin and Rising and I'm ready to get into Six of Crows. So I decided, let me get this box set since it was available, and I'm just like, it'll be more affordable. This will be my like third box set, because I already have like a Hunger Games box set and I have a Girl with the Dragon Tattoo box set, although I have not finished Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. That was kind of disappointing, and that was kind of like sad, because the book it's not about that right now. This I will definitely be reading in March, also because I'm taking part in the Harry Potter and the Virgins read-along. I will also be reading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I'm excited to go further into the Harry Potter world. Next up, Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, because Children of Virtue and Vengeance came out and everybody's just like, you still haven't read Children of Blood and Bone yet? Like, you need to read it. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna read it. So I figured Black History Month would be a good time to read it and experience the greatness of Tomi Adeyemi's Children of Blood and Bone. Like, I'm sure I will love this. I will enjoy this. But I'm gonna keep it real if I don't, though. But I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm also going to read Excellence by Brandon Thomas. I've had this on my TBR for the longest, where it's just like, oh, I'm gonna read Excellence. I keep saying, oh, I'm gonna read it this month, and that didn't happen. because I was reading other books, and then I was just like moving on to other books, and I'm like, okay, so we're gonna finally read this. Although I had the trade paperback in it, I was like, I didn't buy all these issues of this comic for nothing just to keep them in plastic with the cardboard. Like, I'm not gonna do that. I mean, it's cute to comic book collect, but I'm not necessarily gonna be that girl. Maybe Excellence I might collect, but basically I'm gonna be reading these. I'll read every issue, and I'm looking forward to getting into the story. Finally, I'm excited about that. I'll also be reading Noble, Godshots by Brandon Thomas, part of the Catalyst Prime universe. I'll definitely be reading Catalyst Prime the event first before I get like into this like universe and this series of comic books. It's gonna be like a tough ass black woman trying to like find her husband and take care of her kids, and a strong black man just getting out here and being powerful. So I am excited to read Noble as well. I'll be reading Quinn Credible. I am so excited to see what is in store with this young superhero kid. Okay, so I bought more books to add to my Blackathon TBR. Blackathon is an exciting time. Black History Month is an exciting time, but Blackathon is an exciting time. So I think I got a little too excited and I bought more books. So, but I don't know. I just kind of wanted to fit certain things into my Blackathon, my Black History Month, like just fit them in. Not to say that I'm not going to read more books during the year, but it's like we about to celebrate for February. Like that's what's going down. Like that's what's happening. Oh yes, I almost forgot exactly what I bought. So, what did I get? I finally got An Unkindness of Ghosts. It's so exciting. I know that right now Sajid is reading this, and I kind of wanted to join in with him to buddy read it, but I'm pretty sure by the time I start this, he'll be done reading it. I've wanted to read this for so long, and I keep hearing so much about how Rivers Solomon is such a great writer. This book is so good. I'm so excited to read it. And it's also a non-binary author. And I also have another non-binary author, Kieran, aka Kaysen Collender. They wrote I've Heard About Hurricane Child, and I've been like, ever since I heard about it from N. Jerry on Onyx Pages, I've been like, okay, I have to read this because it sounds good. She's from Barbados, if I'm correct, and it's mystical, magical. I'm like excited, and I've already read Jumbies, so having another story set in the Caribbean that's a little mystical and magical, and it's kind of queer too, so it's like I'm all in, and it's like by a non-binary author, so I'm like, you blow me away. I believe this is Kaysen Collander's first book when they used to be called Kieran Collender. This is kind of an epic love story. One of the other members in my book club, they got this book. I'm excited to read it. I've heard mixed reviews. It's like what? People of color, queer, and romance. I'm here for it. And I decided to get The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead because I want to read this before I read Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead. Because my book club is reading The Nickel Boys, and I think they're reading that in April, I think. I want to read this Colson Whitehead book before I read The Nickel Boys. I've wanted to read this ever since I heard about it because I'm hearing this like some real gangsta ass shit. And I'm like, okay, so sis about to get gangsta and like she about to be like, gutting niggas' necks. Like, what's up? Like, I'm just like, oh, I'm excited. So I'm excited to read this. I am excited for all of these new books that I have. I feel like, you know, the taste. I'm so good at knowing what I like and what I want, and I know I'm gonna enjoy everything. I'm just hoping that this does not like disappoint me like Kings, Queens, and In-Betweens, but I feel like it's not going to. Kings, Queens, and In-Betweens was just, she didn't do her job. Like, not the, well, also a little bit, but the book itself, it just didn't do its job for me. So, we're just, I'm not gonna come for the author, exactly. But the book didn't do nothing for me, girl. Although some of the stuff was a little problematic feeling for me, I'll only be doing like a few of the prompts. So in my wrap up for February, I'll definitely be including the prompts that go along with whatever I read this month. I know for Blackathon, I'll be doing the SFF team because I have way more like science fiction fantasy stuff than I do contemporary at the moment. So I'm definitely going to be reading Red at the Bone by Jacqueline Woodson. I'm definitely also reading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I'm very likely going to read An Unkindness of Ghosts. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to read Children of Blood and Bone. I'm going to read Black AF, Excellence, Noble, and Quincredible. I've decided for Black Love-a-thon, I will be reading Love Affects the Miller Sisters Book 1 by Kat Cole. I saw this cover on Twitter and I was just like, this looks so good. It looks like it's gonna be such a good book. Like, just black girls just being sickening and just like fierce. And I was just like, okay, so I gotta read this. And then I read the synopsis and I was just like, ooh, this sounds like it's gonna be juicy. Black women, black love. So I'm just like, I'm excited to read it. I'm gonna read it on my Kindle, and it's like a short read. It's like 200 and some pages. So this is gonna be like a nice, cute little extra addition to my TBR, along with all the other books I'm gonna be reading. I'm gonna have like such a great reading month. It's gonna be exciting. Definitely check out Love Effects by Kat Cole. I am excited about this. I am looking forward to reading this and talking about it because she looks sickening. She looks like a sickening girl. Like, oh, she looks like she's about to do her thing. And she's about to turn the girls out. So this is my guaranteed TBR for the month of February, which I will be taking part in Blackathon, the Harry Potter and the Virgins Readalong, the Black Love-a-thon, Read So Lit, and I'll also be reading a book for the book club I'm a part of. I'm pretty sure my TBR for Blackathon last year was probably about this big, I think. I don't remember exactly. It was kind of a lot, and I don't think I finished all of it, but I'm not going to flop like that again. I'm not a flop ever, okay? Well, you know, there are times when things flopped, but, you know, I'm not a flop. I'm going to finish up She-Ra, Princess of Power, so that I will have nothing on Netflix unfinished. Oh yeah, I do have to finish The Circle. I'll try to finish The Circle. Well, no, I'll finish The Circle on my downtime because, ooh, Circle is so much fun. But that's my TBR. So thank you for sharing your time with me. I had fun doing this. I had fun sharing this with you. And I am out this bitch like Fleek. The fact. So what am I gonna read next?